With this very disturbing habit of online influencers, people like this man, Andrew Tate, could be radicalising young men and boys into hating women. It's the police that are saying this is the case.
Well, it comes after violence against women rose by 40% in the past 5 years, and what experts are warning is a national emergency.
We want to speak now to Marilyn Hawes. And Marilyn, you are the founder and chief executive of Freedom from Abuse. And Ellie and I were just talking during the break. The thing that really frightens me about me on this is that the idea that misogyny exists and whatever is very disturbing. But I would look upon this and I'd say, well, surely it can't be that bad. It's not out there because I don't see it in my life or men around me. But I am now increasingly aware that this is a very real thing, and the fact that it is a real thing, that it's encouraged or tolerated by other parents and siblings and goodness knows what. How disturbed are you by it all?
It's massive, Eamon. It really is, and it has been for a long time. So, for some time now, the police have been saying this is as bad as radicalisation. Andrew Tate is the most vile human being, and his mantra has fed in to pornography, right? So his hatred and humiliation of women, and his vile bullying sex acts is right in there in the core of pornography. Now, the boys, you've got children of 7 years old watching pornography on their phones. So there's one issue. Why have young children got these smartphones, iPhones? Why are they not being monitored? Why are they watching pornography? You go into schools, I go into schools, I see a lot of it. And when I'm called into schools, even with 10 and 11-year-old boys, because of the way they're treating young girls. So I try not to mention the name Andrew Tate. I say there's an influencer who is a very bad influence. Why do you watch him? And that's not real life.
Well, so much there to get through, but I want to ask you to, it's all right, me talking about this. I'm a man. I'm not experiencing this. Are you two, as women, Marilyn, you and obviously, Ellie, I'd like to ask you, are you aware of being treated differently or being hated or disliked because you are simply a woman by some men?
I haven't experienced being hated, but I've experienced being ignored because I'm a woman. Mm-hmm. In some settings, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's something I've experienced. What about you, Marilyn?
Well, I'm a bit older and a bit more wrinkly, so I don't suffer from that. But through my work, I see it. And the lack of respect with youngsters today and people generally has gone. So the schools will bang on about consent. But if I don't respect you, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And they don't put respect for each other, respect for their education, respect for their lives. It's not there. It just is not there. And we need dads to stand up. And even in schools, what is it to be a man? It isn't being a bullying sexual brute. That's not being a man. That's an abject coward.
But surely if you're a man and there are women in your life, and we all will have had a mother, and if you have sisters or you have daughters, surely that has got to change the way you would think and make you strong in defending women.
Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? I mean, I always did with my children. I had 3 boys and a girl, and I used to always be saying, you don't treat your sister or any woman like that. There's so many teenage girls whose brothers are into this Andrew Tate man and the pornography, etc., that they actually say to their parents, well, I don't like so-and-so being like this. Where's the parenting gone? If people would just stop being woke and come out and tell it like it is, you might get somewhere.
Where have the phones gone? Where's the technology gone? You talk about who's responsible. Why aren't these tech companies, if there is a phone destined for children, we can't exclude all of them from it, but we could exclude 70% of them from it. If phones are designed for children, they have children-appropriate content on it. Surely no access to porn.
Well, the online safety bill, they know how to get in it, and they'll also watch it through an older child or older brother, you see. So, I mean, they're saying 11-year-old boys 1 in 4 of them, 10 and 11-year-old boys, are watching porn, right? 1 in 4. So do the maths. But the online safety bill, I mean, it's just not strong enough. I mean, if stuff can be posted out there like Tate's absolute trash, then why can't it be taken down? They're saying they can take down messages and stuff that's harming children. Well, why don't they just wipe the whole of the internet clean of Andrew Tate? Why don't they? I always said it was too weak. I always said the online safety bill was too weak. And DCC Maggie Blythe has said the same thing, but no one does anything about it. I mean, I've been banging on about Andrew Tate and misogyny towards women for ages, but nobody does anything. You know, is Keir Starmer going to do anything different? You know, but parents need to, I know I keep on saying about parents, but you buy the phones and all those devices, and that's where this trash comes through. It comes through. Well, why are children up in their bedrooms with their phones and their devices? Get it downstairs. See what they're watching. Okay. Why do kids need to take a phone into school? They don't need it when they're at school. I despair. I really worry where this is all going, because it is an epidemic.
Let's change it. Let's all do our bit and do our thing and have zero tolerance of all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Marilyn, we're out of time, I'm afraid.
Absolutely right.
But thank you so much.
If Keir Starmer or anybody else's child was raped, assaulted, or anything like that through anything that's on the internet, you watch it would come down. If it affected any of those MPs, something would be done. But I've been in this industry for 23 years. I've seen no real change to protect and prevent harm to young girls and boys, even teenagers in this country. I haven't seen it across any you know, whatever political party. No one wants to know. It's the elephant in the room, and someone's got to shoot that elephant.
Marilyn, we've got to leave it there. I'm sorry to say the clock has beaten us. Marilyn Hawes from Freedom from Abuse. Thank you very much indeed for airing those subjects. Maybe you'll come in, Marilyn, and we'll spend longer in the studio one day.
To us talking about it is the answer, isn't it? And putting it out there, because unfortunately Andrew Tate and his videos are out there.
And you know the real thing? When you meet people who have suffered in real life sexual violence of some description or abuse, and then it really comes home that this is real and this affects people's lives. And when it happens to someone young, it stays with them for the rest of their life, which is an awful, awful thing.